Hi everyone, this is Deri and I'm coming to you from Lyon, France. We made it, and in this video we wanted to give you a glimpse of what travel day was like when moving your life to a different country. We'll talk about some of the lessons we've learned, some tips, and some of the services we use that help us make the most of our experience. Welcome to From South to Nord, where we're trading Florida life for French adventures. Let's start this video off by talking about the last 2 days before we traveled. We were busy packing everything up. We used a company called mybaggage.com to ship our luggage ahead so we didn't have to deal with it during travel. It is an international shipping company and a great way to have most of your luggage shipped separately so you don't have to travel with everything at the airport. The tedious part is that everything you're shipping over has to clear customs, and because of this, everything in the box has to be itemized. They will also give you guidelines on how descriptive to be. Once you have everything taped up and ready to go, you can print out a shipping label, and in our case, FedEx picked everything up 2 days before our flight. Now, I'm gonna have to make a video about our experience in moving our dog Penelope to France. However, it was quite possibly the most stressful part of the move abroad. So before you travel with any animal or pet, you'll need a health certificate certified by the USDA. They won't be able to give you that certification until about 10 days before you travel, and most of the time they won't certify things until 48 to 24 hours before your flight. So here we were, about to take off. We already shipped our luggage off, and without the certificate, we weren't sure whether or not we could take off together. We were in the process of making contingency plans in case the certification didn't come through. Also, we were calling our vets, the USDA, anyone we could talk to in the days leading up to our trip. Finally, with about 16 hours to go before we were scheduled to be at the airport, we received our digital copies in hand. And with that, we were cleared to fly. Now, before we knew it, it was travel day. Our trip would begin in West Palm Beach as we would fly out of Palm Beach International Airport. From there, we would travel to Newark to catch the connecting flight to Paris. Then, from Paris, we would take a high-speed train to Lyon. After our final packing rush this morning, it was time for the hardest part, saying our goodbyes. Marshall's mom has been the best host, and Penelope definitely made herself at home here. Airport day is always a mix of stress and excitement as we prepared for the next chapter in our lives. And this is where the entertainment began. Penelope got her first real taste of people watching at this airport, and let me tell you, she was fascinated. Those curious eyes were taking everything in. Once we boarded, we decided not to give Penelope any anxiety medication for this flight, since it was only about 3 hours. The carrier fit perfectly under the seat in front of us, and during the flight we made sure to check on her regularly, and she was calm throughout. The flight attendants made us and Penelope very comfortable on the flight, and I'm pretty sure Penelope made some new fans with the United team. As I look back on the footage I captured of our plane taking off from the runway, there is that last glimpse of the Florida coastline. It was a surreal moment knowing we wouldn't be seeing those palm trees and beaches for quite some time. But the beginning of our new adventure was officially underway. For our flight to Paris, we used an airline called Compagnie. Compagnie is a 100% business class boutique airlines that flies only out of Newark to Paris, Nice, and Milan. We picked this airline because we wanted to be able to lie flat and get sleep while also making sure that Penelope was in cabin with us. We ran into this issue with other carriers since they don't allow pets in cabin in business class. For Compagnie, they allow up to 3 pets in cabin per flight for about $200. Our experience was very good, and we highly recommend this airline if you're flying to Paris with or without your pets. Please do note that the gate only opens about 2.5 hours before the flight, so if you have a long layover, you may want to take this into consideration. At check-in is where we had to present that USDA health certificate for Penelope and any other paperwork. They will not let you fly without this information. After completing check-in and submitting our documentation, we made our way to the Compagnie lounge. The space offered a peaceful retreat, comfortable seating, and a quiet atmosphere, providing the perfect setting to absorb the reality of our international move. We took advantage of this moment of calm to capture our final family photograph on American soil, making the end of one chapter and the beginning of our adventure abroad.
Bien agréable de voyager en notre compagnie. et je vous donnerai quelques informations supplémentaires avant notre descente. Merci et relaxez.
Before long, it was time to board our flight to Paris. Departing from Newark offered us a stunning aerial view of New York City's iconic skyline and our final glimpse of the United States as we set off across the Atlantic to our new home. Our overnight journey with La Compagnie was comfortable and efficient. As morning arrived, the sun began to appear on the horizon. We enjoyed our in-flight breakfast before making our final descent into France, ready to step onto the soil of our new, exciting home country. Once we landed and cleared customs at Paris Orly, we had to hop on the metro to get to the Gare de Lyon station. Maybe it was jet lag and maybe we were just very tired, but considering this was our first time flying into the Orly Airport, we did have a hard time getting onto the metro to get to the Gare de Lyon station. We did finally make it after some circling around. However, we were not out of the woods yet. Turns out there was a pause in metro service as we got onto the Paris metro. Thank goodness for this kind lady who saw us with all of our luggage and Penelope. Between my bad French and her little English, she conveyed to us that the trains would be stopping. We needed to get off the trains or they would take us right back to the airport. So with that, we pulled everything off the train and waited. She also said that don't worry, it would be here in about 15 minutes. So apparently this happens all the time. And sure enough, in 15 minutes, the train started again and she said, okay, it's time to get back on. And we did. So thank you to that very, very kind lady. Getting on the TGV train to Lyon was way easier than it was the experience with the metro. All we did was buy our tickets. The train was already in station. We just kind of hopped on, stowed our luggage, and find our seats. And that's where we found out that we weren't in fact sitting together. We were in this very awkward, strange situation on board. And we just kind of waved to each other pretty much throughout the whole 2-hour journey. We were just so happy to be on that train to our final destination. Once we arrived in the train station in Lyon, we started to get a glimpse of our new home. We were able to grab a taxi very quickly, and it only took about 20 minutes to get to the other part of town. Once we arrived at our new apartment, in which you see here, our landlord was there to greet us, and we dropped our bags and signed our lease and gave us a tour of the apartment building and the apartment, and we were just very, very happy to be done with all of the travel. Now, the next day, once we woke up in our new home, it was so exciting, and it was just time to explore the neighborhood and time to explore Lyon. We had such beautiful weather. There was just nothing but Toy Story blue skies. It was just almost a romantic feeling. Lyon is so beautiful and so pretty, and the weather just accentuated how beautiful and how pretty it really is. We were just very happy and excited to be here, and we're just getting used to our new neighborhood and our new way of life. As for all the baggage that we sent ahead, we actually received 2 of those packages the next day, which was, I want to say, a day ahead of schedule. And then we received the rest of them the following day. So I would say that that was a very successful service that we used. So there you have it. That's our travel day and a little bit more insight on how we moved to France. Thanks for watching from South to Nord. If you're planning on your own move to France, we hope these travel tips make your journey smoother. Check the description below for links to La Compagnie, mybaggage.com, and United Airlines that help make our transition possible. Subscribe for more insights as we settle into our new life in Lyon.